Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Kay Murray, Stevie Nicol, Ali Moreno and Jan Fjortoft. These two have been arguing amongst themselves because Stevie defended a goalkeeper today and Ali thought he shouldn't have done that.
That Stevie should not have defended the goalkeeper. No, Danny Ward, that was an awful, catastrophic mistake.
It bobbled.
Why is he going with the outside of his right foot as the ball is coming across to his left foot?
But it bobbled.
Okay, and then he bobbles. So, then he gets to the ball while it's on the line, and instead of clearing it, he actually hits it off the post, off himself, and into the back of the net.
You know what, Stevie? Cold-hearted.
Oh,
Moreno. Yeah, cold-hearted.
I didn't know that already.
Yeah, well, you know.
I'm starting to learn it more.
I'm a loving guy, Jan. Don't believe any of this.
All right, Jan, we start with you tonight. Jan, what does Manchester United need to achieve by the end of the season for Solskjaer to be in charge next year?
I would love to say a good turnover. The Glazer will get more money, and they will be all happy, and they will keep him there. But I think that, joke aside, I think that he will. I've said it all the time. He won't be fired by Manchester United's staff or management or owners. He will be. If he's going to be fired, it's the pressure from outside, and you've seen that lately as well. He's been supported by the club. You saw Mike Phelan get another contract as his assistant. But I think that he needs a trophy. He did the second place last season. I don't think he will get away with getting closer to Manchester City or the league champion this time around. But I think he has to, but to be realistic, I think for the Manchester United management, he just have to improve the team. And we can discuss from here to there to everywhere if that's right or not. But it seems that he's the company's man and the company likes him.
Jan, the bedroom that you're in right now, was that your bedroom as a kid, as a child?
Absolutely.
Oh, man. I tell you what. Can we see the picture behind you, though, Jan? The one over your right shoulder.
That is my, oh, yeah. This is this is sweet. It's my wife when we were 19.
Oh yes.
So
No, I want to see it, though, Jan.
We all want to see you. I understand you want to see my wife because she's stunning, but I can't do it now. She's in bed. She's in bed behind me.
Okay, steady. Who were the posters on your wall when you were a kid?
That was at that time Leeds United players. It would probably be Billy Bremner and Peter Lorimer.
All right.
Okay.
Good taste, that boy.
Okay. Let's see if there'll be some debate here. I'll come to you, Stevie. Okay. Yusuf says, Sancho and Werner are struggling in the Premier League, having done so well in the Bundesliga. Does this indicate the step up to the Premier League is too huge?
I think huge is the wrong word, but I think it's a step up.
How, Yusuf? Huge is the wrong word.
I mean, there's a couple of other players who were absolutely frightening in the Bundesliga. I'm thinking of Mkhitaryan. And who was the other one United signed from Dortmund? Can't remember his name off the top of my head, but they struggled. And they were the players almost of the year in the Bundesliga when they signed for Manchester United and Chelsea. And the fact that they've all struggled tells you that it is a step up. You know, I don't think any of these players that we've spoken about, you can say that they're not great players and they don't have ability. But sometimes when the fit's not right, then it becomes a struggle. And then it depends how strong mentally you are. And then you start believing that you're not good enough. And then you start going down the slippery slope. So I guess to answer the question, I think it's a step up. I wouldn't say it's huge. I just think it's a step up.
Jan?
Well, it's a fair comment. I think that may a step up. Yes, the Premiership in total is more intense than the German Bundesliga. There are more games in the Bundesliga where it's easier, quote, easier. But I also think that Sancho is a young lad. Werner is not young, but you need the time to get adjust and something. Frank Leboeuf has told us we can't say that Havertz and Werner won the Champions League because that was the too easy argument, so I won't throw in that argument. But still, Kai Havertz and Timo Werner won the Champions League with Chelsea Football Club.
I love it.
So it may just be and while I respect what Stevie's saying, that it is indeed a step up, it also depends on the individual. Some deal with the changes better than others, and they may have been thriving in an environment in which they felt comfortable. Now they're taken out of that environment, they're put somewhere else with the expectations and the transfer fee, and now that individual can't quite deliver. Now all of a sudden, Stevie just talked about, the negative momentum begins, and once that starts, it's almost impossible to stop. Some deal with it better than others, and that is not a reflection of whether one league's stronger than the other. That's a reflection on the individual himself.
All right, Ali, I'm going to stick with you. Who was the best trash talker you ever played with and against?
Wow. Well, a lot of the trash talking happened back home in South America, and when you are perceived as being one of the weaker teams in South America, as Venezuela had been historically, you're usually on the other side of the trash talk. But here's the thing. When you cannot win on the field because you don't quite have the talent to compete against Brazil and Argentina, you are very creative as to what you can call Argentinian and Brazilian players and whoever else you're playing against, because you're going to have to win something. So we had in our national team some people that were amazing trash talkers. Players, okay, but as trash talkers, they were world class.
Oh, so maybe you guys would win everything in CONMEBOL when it comes to trash talk.
Yes, except the game.
Except the game. Well, listen, you've got to win something, all right?
Yeah, well, I know.
Stevie?
I'll be honest, I never noticed anybody else in the opposition trash talking.
Did you do a bit yourself?
No, not at all. We weren't. If somebody was going around in a game doing that, our managers and our coaches would be saying, you know what, you need to spend a bit more time on the game instead of your trash talking. So it wasn't something that we did. Right. However, there was a game where we played Tottenham at White Hart Lane, and Ronnie Whelan and Steve McMahon had Paul Gascoigne in tears. He was actually crying on the field, partly because they were winding him up, partly because he couldn't get a kick. Just so many things, and by the end of the game, I think it was like 10 minutes to go, I physically saw him crying.
Wow.
And of course, Maka and Ronnie were just laughing, smiling.
At one point, we were playing Ecuador at home, and we beat Ecuador 3-1. World Cup qualifier. I scored the game winner. Yeah, that's right. This guy scored the game winner. Right. And so I'm excited, right? I go through the whole press conference, the media. You talk to everybody. You feel like a hotshot. I get in the team bus, and obviously full of smiles. We just won. I scored game winner. It's a great day. And then from the back of the bus, this guy is named Leo Bielma, says to me, "Gringo, it's only Ecuador, dude. Sit down." It's like, oh.
Poor Ali, taking the wind out of your sails.
So the trash talk wasn't just for other teams, it was also happening inside the locker room.
Inside as well. What about you, Jan?
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of trash talkers. I think that it was a bit... I never fancied myself. I think I just didn't want to motivate the players I played against. But I remember at the end of my career, I played in Eintracht Frankfurt and I went home to Norway. And I did a fantastic decision to play another year in Norway. So I came not as a Billy Big Time guy, but I came at least home playing 12 years abroad. And I remember I played a small team in Norway, in our Premier League in Norway. And I had this young goalkeeper. The only thing he said on corners and everything, you're a has-been, you're an has-been, you're an has-been. And he was going on and on and on. And I was nearly 35 years of age and I wasn't that motivated. But let's put it this way, I was motivated in that game and I ended up with a hat-trick. And I think it was more or less the only goals I scored in Norway that year. But at least the goalkeeper became me motivated.
Did you say anything afterwards, or did you just let those goals do the talking?
You say it best when you say nothing at all when you score a hat-trick.
Like it.
Oh, you should have sang that. You should have sang that, Jan.
Yeah.
You say it best when you say nothing at all.
Oh.
I think that was quite good.
Hang on. No.
Bringing it.
You sing it best
He's
when you
bringing
sing
it.
nothing
Hey,
at all.
I'll tell you what, he's bringing it.
Remember, no more than 10 seconds.
Yes, that's right.
No more than 10 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could have played many things. Right.
But we got to pay
Royalties.
royalties.
Sashi Singh. I don't think anyone's going to be too threatened by that.
All right.
Sashi Singh, Ale, Gavi, Pedri, De Jong, Busquets. Why is Koeman's Barcelona midfield struggling when they dominate while playing for their countries, their respective countries?
Fair question, but there's a slight difference in that when you play Barcelona at their very best, right? And it was Xavi, it was Iniesta, and the combination of those players. Their possession was so good that they had to do very little defending. And remember that at their best, Barcelona, whenever they lost the ball in the attacking half, they were so very good with the counter pressure and winning the ball right back and maintaining the pressure on teams because of the quality of their possession. This version of Barcelona is not nearly as good with the possession. It's not nearly as good with the counter pressure. And so therefore, they are forced to defend through the midfield. And Busquets doesn't want to defend. De Jong, as good as a player as he is, he doesn't want to be chasing around either. Pedri is not a guy who wants to defend. Gavi's 17 years old. He doesn't want to defend either. It's not what they do best. And when they're forced over distance to go chasing people, that's when Barcelona struggles.
Okay. This is for you, Stevie. In fact, I think it was sent in for you. Who do you think is going to win the Ballon d'Or?
Oh, what? Again? We're having this conversation again?
No, I've had this already.
You were so good with it a couple of days ago, though.
Well, let's put it this way. Is there one person that the majority of us would pull out and say that person should win it? I think you could sit all day and have an argument about who should and why. Why you should.
Who's going to win
Who
it?
would you, though, Stevie? It's you. Never mind other people. You. We have all day and all night.
I honestly don't know.
Come
I seriously don't know who I really, really think should win it.
Man.
I don't.
Quite easy.
I'm going to help. Okay, you say quite
Please
easy,
help
Jan.
me
Tell
out then,
us.
Jan.
I'm going to bring
No,
up the list.
I know Haaland will chase up there, being a top scorer in the Champions League, but it's got to be a Robert Lewandowski. I mean, he broke all the records in Germany. He's the best number 9 type of player since Marco van Basten. He will run away with it if you don't do that. If you give it all the funny votes again, then I'm just laughing to Ballon d'Or, and I take it serious, Ballon d'Or. So they have to give it to Robert Lewandowski.
But what about Lionel Messi?
I'm going to give it to Robert Lewandowski as well.
Hey, me too.
Oh, now you decided that.
Me too.
Right?
Yeah, I just got the light bulb moment
Messi's
there.
big win with Argentina means nothing.
No, it means something, but I'm just saying not enough to win the Ballon d'Or. That's all. I don't know why you're getting so worked up here, Kay.
Well,
you were
What's the
laughing
Ballon
about the
d'Or?
Ballon d'Or
Can you
30
tell me
seconds
the
ago. Now,
what is the Ballon d'Or?
it's the award that's given to the best player of that year before.
So it's the best player now?
Well, yeah, and it's how you judge what means the best.
Oh, see, now you're complicating it. now it's how we judge what means the best. So now we start getting into the semantics of,
big word.
Jorginho won
Semantics.
the Euro.
I mean, Azpilicueta's in there.
Right, so let's give it to Azpilicueta then.
All right.
What?
Because he won the Champions League.
Azpilicueta's where?
Well, why not? Why, if Jorginho should get it, why shouldn't Azpilicueta get it?
I'm not giving it to Jorginho. I'm not giving it to Azpilicueta either.
That no matter what you say, somebody will come back with a reason why whatever you said is wrong.
So what do you think it should be judged by?
Just give it to the best player. I don't care if you play for a team that
What
wins
if the best
nothing.
player's had an off year? Then you still give it to is that still the best player, or are they not the best player anymore because they've not had that great year?
It's a stupid award. You shouldn't have the award. It's a stupid award, actually. Get rid of it.
All right.
You like this question so much.
I know. I don't want to annoy
Do you know what it is?
Stevie,
It's an award.
Friday.
It's an award where people can make money out having the whole thing put on the TV and put together
wear a
and
nice
get everybody
dress.
there.
Yeah.
Do you know what to
And
do
why-
whether we
and
should
we can
have
discuss
a Ballon
it,
d'Or?
and we can discuss it.
It's just a joke.
Lukaku. What if Lukaku wins it? Lukaku.
Don't worry. He's
Oh,
not.
all right.
Just quickly, then, what should it be, Jan? What do you think it should be judged on?
It should be judged on merits, of course. What you have achieved, fair enough. Check. You should. What have you done as a player that year? Let me use Robert Lewandowski. It's been based on his 41 goals that beat Gerd Müller, which is a quite good thing. It will always be against him that Poland is not the best national team, of course. But I think that it should be based on that. But we all know this is political. And we know that when they take the team of the season, I remember that year when there was only Spanish players, La Liga players. I mean, there's so much politics. And it's quite interesting as well. The player of the month this month in the Premier League was Ronaldo, not Salah. Okay, noted. And then we move on. So this is also a political decision. I think that Bayern Munich will push. They will push for Robert Lewandowski. But missing Uli Hoeneß and Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, it's going to be harder.
All right. Speaking of national teams that aren't the best. Ale, what should Venezuela have done to see the game through against Brazil last night?
Bit harsh.
He's been harsh to goalies today.
Hold on. Can you do that introduction again to the question?
What?
Start with the,
Yeah.
No, so speaking of rotten, hopeless, useless
Yes.
international teams.
I held back a little bit, didn't I?
Oh, all right.
You actually did.
Okay.
Very subtle but effective.
I see.
Very effective.
I see. Kate.
I got it. I know that.
And what is the question now?
What should Venezuela have done to see the game through against Brazil last
Well,
night?
the first thing they needed to have done is not give up a goal on a set piece. You're winning the game 1-0. Brazil hasn't really created all that many opportunities. It's not like you've been under pressure the whole night. It's the 70th minute. You defend a set piece, still 1-0. You give yourself an opportunity. But when you give up a goal on a set piece, where you can actually set up, defend, pick a guy, pick your man, attack the ball, clear the danger, let's get out and remain 1-0, and you don't do it, then you're asking for trouble, and then eventually Brazil took over.
Yes, they did. But don't feel too upset. It is Brazil. They do have a great record.
I'm not that upset. I don't like the personal shot that you took at Venezuela there. That's as Jan says.
Truth hurts, doesn't it?
Yes. As Jan said, noted, and we move on.
Well, he gave me a great transition. Okay, noted, and we move on. All right, I like this one. If everyone was in their athletic prime, who would win a 100-meter race? Jan?
Of us three, of the three of us.
Of the three of you.
Between me and Jan, I know that.
I have played against Steve Nicol like 100 years ago. We played Norway-Scotland in 1988. He was a bit too late in a tackle and hammered our playmaker. So that's against Stevie Nicol, Tom Sundby. But I will not fancy me here. I will be happy with a bronze medal, I have to admit. But
no,
I would
you're
say
just being polite. If you had to put your money on it, who do you think would beat you of these two?
In my prime, I think I will have beaten Stevie Nicol, but I will say as Johan Cruyff. If I would say as Johan Cruyff, if you have to sprint, you're too late.
You okay, Steve?
So you never saw me sprinting then?
Yeah, I'm just kidding, my friend. You were a quickie.
Steady.
You'd beat these two, wouldn't you, Stevie?
Oh, why?
Easy.
I mean, what about my deceptive speed?
I'll tell you what, he would be quicker at hitting the ground than I would be. Let me tell you that much.
Hey,
let me tell you that.
If I drew the foul, I'm fine with it. Now, by the way, I had deceptive speed, Stevie. Very deceptive.
It was so deceptive that I've never seen it.
Exactly. Deceptive.
Yeah.
That's right.
So can we come to an agreement as a group? Who's first?
Oh, kind of easy.
It's Stevie Nicol.
I'm going to say Stevie first.
And then Jan.
Although my deceptive speed. No, what? No, I'm not going to.
The funnier race to watch would be now.
It would be hilarious.
The tables would just go.
Question, Stevie. Do you think you could finish a 100-meter dash right now? Like full-on sprint?
No, I'd pull something. I wouldn't be able to do the 100.
50. Do you get to 50?
No.
You don't?
Oh,
You really don't think you could finish it?
I did my calf running away from a sprinkler on a golf course last year. And I got 2 yards and my calf went.
So you don't even jog?
No, don't do it. I'll walk.
What about when the shepherd's pie comes out on a night?
I'm already sat in the chair, waiting for it.
And walking is hard enough.
Sitting like that.
I've also seen this man while he's pulling his golf bag trip over himself. As he's going from one hole to the next.
That was a hole. There was a hole in the ground.
And then as he's going down, he hangs onto the car like, I'll never let go. I'll never let go.
I thought it was a good recovery myself.
Do you think you could finish a 100-metre sprint right
Oh,
now?
absolutely.
In 15 seconds? Less than 15 seconds?
No. He couldn't have done 115 seconds when he was playing.
Are you kidding me? I got the finish too. I will break that tape. Don't you worry, Kate.
All right, so you could still finish one. What about you, Jan, to end this? Could you finish it now?
In 15 seconds.
Yes.
Listen, I am playing a game tomorrow here at my hometown, and I'm so worried about that game because I guess I will pull any muscles. The good thing about it is that I am the host, so I can do whatever I want, but I can't hide. So I'm very nervous tonight because I have to play a bit because I promised that. So I think it will be 6 against 6 or 7 against 7. Maybe I pick a goal without offside or something. My dad is the referee. So I mean, I got a lot of advantages, but I'm very nervous at the moment.
You do. I do like that line, I am the host, so I can do whatever I want.
I've got the answer for you.
Go on.
Yeah.
Do what Kenny did. I played in a testimonial game at Anfield with Kenny Dalglish and his wife Moreno. And what Kenny did is he brought himself on 20 minutes into the game and took himself off just before half time, 15 minutes maybe. And then he did the same in the second half. He brought himself on, 15 minutes, took himself back off again.
And standing ovation.
So not only did he actually play, he said he would play, he made his commitment, but he got two standing ovations in each half. Because he got one when he came on, and he got one when he came off. And then when he came on in the second half, he got one. And then when he came off again, he got another one. Yeah. And at the end of the game, he got another one. So he got 5. Anyway. He got 5 standing ovations because at the end of the game, he was out giving it all up.
Love it. Nice
so,
work.
there you go,
Thank you,
Jan.
Stevie.
There you go, Jan.
Thank you, Stevie, to name me in the same breath as Kenny Dalglish. I can live on that. Thank you very much.
King Jan's got a nice ring to it. Anyway, that's all we've got time for on the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you so much for your questions. Be sure to always catch ESPN FC. It is available 7 days a week.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.